Welcome to another episode of Pistons of Fury. In this episode, we are installing LS9 head gaskets and China head studs on a 4.8 LS engine. Alright, so what we're going to do this episode is got the cylinder heads pulled off, cleaned out the combustion chambers, basically the gasket surfaces, and I did this with brake clean and a flat razor blade. So basically just came through here, removed all the excess gasket material, cleaned a little bit of the carbon out from inside each cylinder and off the valves. Just a light cleanup. It's going to get dirty and full of carbon again anyway, but I just wanted to make sure I had a good surface for these new head gaskets. So along with that, we have a China head stud kit, so we'll see how that goes. And then also I have these LS9 head gaskets. So kind of weird, multi-layer metal, kind of cool though. And also, while I'm at it, I got a used Moroso remote oil filter with this awesome vintage Fram oil filter, which I'm probably not going to use. That'll be like a shop prop. It also came with some -10 AN fittings, which is awesome because these are expensive. And then finally, I got a fabricated steel oil pan, and I'm going to need to cut off the sump here and move it to the middle, but that's down the road a little bit. So yeah, just going to get started. First thing I'm going to be doing is cleaning off a lot of the carbon and the gasket surfaces on the engine, and then we'll get to installing the head studs.
Right on the dot.
Alright, so you're going to need a razor blade. Alright, so the way to do this is you're just going to come down, so you want to keep it at an angle. You see what I mean? Like a 30-degree angle. And just kind of...
Can I get like a razor blade knife tool? Or do I just have to take that?
You gotta come like
kind of like
this.
Ugly though. Alright.
Okay, so we got the cylinders all cleaned up, all the carbon cleaned off of the pistons on both sides, and most of the gasket material removed, I think. I may go over one more time with a razor blade, but for now it's okay. So we're going to get to installing the head studs. First step in doing that is actually chasing the threads down with this thread cleaner to make sure that there's no remaining debris, I guess, in the thread holes to mess up the threads for the head studs. And then once we do that, we're going to get moving on getting the head studs installed.
Do you know what it really reminds me of? Tasty wheat. Did you ever eat tasty wheat? Do you know what it really reminds me of? Tasty wheat. Did you ever eat tasty wheat? Do you know what it really reminds me of?
technically the end of the year.
That's exactly my point. You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of? Hasty Did you ever taste it? You know what it really reminds me of?
Alright, so quick update. I'm not using the ARP lube that comes with studs because these are not ARP studs. Instead, I just picked up some general engine assembly lube, and I've got that on the washers and the nuts for the head studs. So that should be good enough. I'm going to still torque 3 times. So when you're installing head studs like this, you have to torque basically 3 times in different increments. So, you know, 20, 25 foot-pounds, 50 foot-pounds, 75 foot-pounds. So I'm going to torque these to 75, and we'll see how that feels, but I think that should be adequate based on what I've read on the internet, and as you all know, things you see on the internet are always true. No, but in all seriousness, just kind of looking on Yellow Bullet and LS9 Tech and a few of the other turbo forums, 75 for these China head studs seems to be the consensus, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So basically starting in the middle, back and forth, then these top guys starting in the middle again, and then the edges. So we're going to see how this goes with one person because I lost my helper. I'm hoping this engine stand doesn't move too much, but we'll see how that goes. I might have to adjust, but let's give it a shot. Okay, so that was pretty straightforward, actually. Yeah, so here's the finished result. Looks like an engine. Couple things to note. So first of all, I didn't realize it, but in the sequence of torquing, all of your main head studs get torqued first, and then these little guys on top, near your valley pan, they get torqued after the fact. So, and they're just 25 foot-pounds. I actually started torquing this one more, doing the same sequence, 25, 50, 75, and it felt like something was wrong, so I checked the internet, and of course, those only get torqued to 25. These are not, I guess these are just sealing for the water jacket up top, additional insurance sealing. So anyway, that's cool. Assembly lube inside the cylinder head, no problem. Assembly lube outside on my block that I just power washed, semi-problematic. So I guess when I come back in here to clean this, I'm just gonna have to rotate the engine so this point's kind of straight down, hit that with a whole bunch of brake clean so it doesn't drip lube and stuff all over the outside of the block and mess up my future paint. What else? Oh, these are 862 head castings, and what you need to look out for is these are actually newer castings, so these are from '07, the van I got this one from was 07. But if you have, like, I think it's 99 to 01, the 862 head castings actually have a little relief. I believe it's right here. And you can't use the LS9 head gasket because it doesn't compress in that area and it will leak water. So that's just something to look out for. But in this case, LS9 head gaskets on these 862 heads, because they're newer, they don't have the relief cut out, we should be all good. So yeah, so that's pretty much a wrap for this episode. Yeah, not too much else to say. I'm still waiting on my PAC 1218 valve springs. I wish I'd gotten them this episode. It would have been really nice to be able to do that with the heads off the engine, but that's okay. I'm going to use the basically just filling each cylinder with compressed air, and I actually have this little tool that I got, which I think I showed you guys at the front end of this video. This little guy, so it just kind of clamps down and holds down 2 valve springs at a time. So you can basically remove the retainers right here, pop the valve spring off, your cylinder is full of compressed air. Anyway, we'll get into all that in the next episode. So next episode is going to be PAC 1218s and Little John Motorsports / Brian Tooley Racing Stage 2 4.8 LS Turbo Cam. So that's all going in here next episode. So we'll be pulling off the front crank pulley, front cover. May or may not reuse may or may not reuse the stock timing chain. I don't know yet. I need to read a little bit more about that. But yeah, continuing to move along. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you are into this build and swap. Plenty more to come. I'm going to keep it going. Goal is to have this thing mostly put together by the end of the year. So if you like long form builds, this one's for you. I'm not doing clickbait stuff here. I don't make a living on YouTube. This is just for fun. So yeah, it's a hobby for me, and I'm going to do it slow and do it the right way. So it should be a cool build. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.